And a very warm and steamy good evening, everyone. Welcome to Swiss Helm Field on the campus of Springfield Catholic High School, Springfield, Missouri. Week number 2 of the high school football season. The Cassville Wildcats on the road. They'll be taking on the Fighting Irish of Springfield Catholic here this evening. And glad to be with you on KQMO 97.7 FM. Also streaming live video again this week at CassvilleWebTV.com on CityLink and also on YouTube at Cassville Web TV. And don't forget, if you don't have access to a video hookup, you can always stream live audio through KQMO at KQMO977.com as well. So lots of different ways to keep up with the Wildcats as they go through the 2019 season. Streaming audio, streaming video, and audio here on the radio as well. Sammy Clapper along with Jeremy Marple, Todd Speakman alongside, running the camera for us, our producer engineer again this week on Web TV, and we appreciate you being with us here for the second week of the high school football season. Two teams coming in the state rankings and also with 1-0 records. Cassville winning their season opener last Friday night at home against Aurora 42-0. The Wildcats jumped out to an early lead. In fact, they scored less than 10 seconds into the game as Aurora fumbled the opening snap. Cassville scooped it up and scored. They led 36-0 at halftime and went on to the 42-0 win. Springfield Catholic had a very different start to their ball game down in Seneca. They fell behind the Indians 20-0 in the second quarter. They finally scored a couple of second quarter touchdowns to make it a 7-point game at halftime, 20-13. And then they outscore Seneca 28-6 in the second half, and Springfield Catholic goes on to a 41-26 win. So both teams 1-0 as they come into tonight's ball game. Cassville ranked number 8 in the state in Class 3. Springfield Catholic just outside the top 10 at number 11 in the state in Class 3 going into this early season matchup here tonight in Springfield. Should be a really good ball game, Jeremy. Quite a different weather situation than what we saw a week ago. We were in the 70s and dipped into the 60s. Tonight we're in the upper 80s with a lot of humidity, and it's going to be warm and humid throughout the entire evening.
Well, a little more of what we expect in early season high school football tonight, and you just hope that the coaching staff, training staffs did a good job of really relaying the importance of hydration of these kids, and that really needed to start last night or maybe the day before. Hope to see the kids make it through this game without many cramping issues and just able to go out and compete and finish.
Just one Big 8 game throughout the area here tonight on week number 2. Lamar's at Hollister, East Newton at Aurora, McDonald County at Rogersville, Monette is at Marshfield, Nevada at Mount Vernon, and Seneca at Reed Springs. Some of the interesting matchups jumping out there. Monette had that heartbreaking loss to Mount Vernon as they fell to the Mountaineers in the closing seconds. They're at Marshfield, a team that they had down early a year ago, and then Marshfield came back to beat them in Monette. They're up there this evening. Seneca at Reed Spring. We thought Seneca was going to be a good team in the Big 8 coming into the season. Then they got stunned by Catholic last week. Are they going to be able to rebound tonight on the road against a very good Reed Spring team that put 61 points up on the board last week?
At this point in the season, Sammy, is so early. It's really hard to tell who is and who isn't. Seneca jumped out early last week. Fighting Irish came back strong, had a great second half, won the ball game. I really can't. I have conversations about this, but I really don't like to say who I think are the top teams until about week 3. Then
Right.
you get a little better feel for things as the season moves forward.
Yeah, because the majority of what's out there right now is based on a lot of what happened, probably 85% of what happened last year,
Certainly.
and by what the team's having coming back. But until you actually start strapping them up and playing on Friday night, that's when you start finding out who's really good and who's just carrying over some memories from a year ago.
Well, and you've got to get by those first game jitters. So once they get through some of that and clean some of that stuff up, then they're able to move forward, and we'll see. See how the cream rises to the top at that point.
Well, tonight's broadcast brought to you in part by Tomlin's Jewelry in Cassville. Remember to order your art-carved and gold lance class rings at affordable prices at Tomlin's Jewelry and Gifts. They're on the northeast corner of the square right there in Cassville, Missouri. And also tonight's broadcast brought to you in part by Sports World. If you're needing screen printing done, embroidery, sporting goods, school athletic clothing, or trophies made, they can handle it all at Sports World, 709 Main Street, also right there on the square in Cassville. Call 417-847-5366 for more information. The two teams have gone through a lot of their preliminary warm-ups. They've headed back to the locker room to cool down just a little bit. Last week, the mandatory water breaks didn't seem to have to happen, but that is something that Misha has implemented here in the last several years for the first 3 games of the regular season. Tonight, they're really going to need those water breaks because staying hydrated is going to be very important this evening as it's a very warm and muggy night here at Swiss Helm Field. We're going to step aside, take a break, be back with more of the pregame. You're listening to Big 8 Conference football here on the Talon Network. brought to you by Berry County Ready Mix. For any and all of your ready mix stone or aggregate needs, stop by Berry County Ready Mix at any of their convenient locations in Shell Knob, Cassville, or Eagle Rock. You can reach their Cassville office by phone at 847-3200 for a free estimate today. Cassville on the road tonight taking on Springfield Catholic. Apologize for that lengthy commercial break there. We had a little technical difficulty. Hopefully we got the bugs worked out, and we will continue on, but we pause for the national anthem and the prayer, and then we'll be back with more of the pregame. Hosting the Cassville Wildcats. We talked about Springfield Catholic winning last week, 41-26. They got down 20-0, came back to win the game. Their new quarterback, who replaced Tyson Riley, he's now playing football for the military academy at West Point. He's be playing for the Black Knights and Army. He's redshirting this year, but that's is where he went to continue his collegiate and athletic career. So the new quarterback taking over for the Fighting Irish is Will Squibb, and he does nothing more than throw for 214 yards and a couple of touchdowns, and he ran for 2 more last week, leading the Irish to the win.
Yeah, nice breakout game, filling some big shoes, and he did just that. Big second half especially to lead his team to a victory. Certainly somebody the Wildcats are going to have to keep an eye on tonight.
Quarterback for the Wildcats, also a new quarterback at the varsity level, coming in after Shannon Haney graduated, and Devin Bates had an outstanding game to open up his senior year as he threw for 2 touchdowns and ran for another, helping the Wildcats to a victory last week.
He really did. Both quarterbacks stepping in for, or replacing, I should say, very nice players, and both did a good job. Bates ran the offense. When you put up 42 points, you're doing something right, and the offense was very efficient. I believe he was had 100% completion in the passing game, and also clipped off that nice run. So he couldn't have had a better start to his varsity quarterbacking days either.
Bowen Preddy had a nice night. He didn't carry the ball a lot, only 7 carries, but 128 yards and a couple of rushing touchdowns. DJ White had 3 catches, 2 of those going for touchdowns last week.
Very efficient. When they get the ball in their hand, they can go to the house, and that's one of the things the Wildcats do have. Is if you saw last week, they do have speed on the field, and a couple of those guys, speed-wise, Ferris and also Zach Kanan coming out of the backfield. So Wildcats have weapons. If they can get those weapons the ball in space, they can really make some good things happen.
Well, it's time for tonight's Cassville Wildcat Keys to Victory, brought to you by Wesco Home Furnishings in Cassville. Mark and the gang at Wesco invite you to stop by and view their wide selection of furniture, mattresses, and appliances at 109 West 8th Street in Cassville. You can also find them online at wescohome.com. Well, we start with controlling the quarterback. Cassville did a really nice job defensively last week of limiting what a very talented quarterback for the Hound Dogs, Jay Lee, could do. They're going to have to do the same thing again tonight against Will Squibb.
Well, the secret last week, Sammy, the Wildcats were able to get pressure with their front 4, sometimes only 3 down. They were able to get pressure without having to bring linebackers. They were able to get those guys out in coverage tonight. Wildcats are going to hope they're able to do the same. We may end up seeing some more blitz packages, bringing some of those linebackers on some sets. So if the Wildcats are able to get pressure with their front 4, Wildcat defense is going to have a good night.
A little bit more of an experienced offense coming in tonight for the Irish as well. So last week, Cassville scored on a lot of big plays. They didn't have the ball a lot offensively because they were scoring so quickly. I think tonight, if they want to come away with the win, and especially here on the road, they're going to have to control the ball a little bit more, hang on to it, keep it away from the Irish.
Anytime that you're able to control possession, keep the other team's offense off the field, you're going to be successful. I think a big key for the Wildcats tonight, first road game of the season, is to come out and strike early. Maybe draw up some kind of big play early to get points on the board right out of the chute, and really kind of try to swing some momentum from the home team.
Again, tonight's Wildcat Keys to Victory brought to you by Wesco Home Furnishings. Mark Whittemar and the crew at Wesco Home Furnishings in Cassville are looking forward to another great season of Wildcat football. Just like the quality portrayed by each Wildcat football player on the field, Wesco offers the same quality merchandise and customer service. We're going to step aside for another break. Be back with tonight's Wildcat starting lineups. You're listening to Cassville High School football here on the Talon Network. It's time for tonight's Wildcat starting lineups. The Wildcat starting lineup brought to you by Fast Trip. Whether for fuel, grocery items, fountain drinks, ice cream, snacks, Fast Trip has it all and at the very best prices. You need some quick cash, they got an ATM machine right inside the front door. Fast Trip, 104 South Main in Cassville. We'll start with the defense tonight for the Wildcats. They will be starting at tackles. Jacob Hall, a 5'8", 250 senior, and Zach Marlowe gets the start tonight, a 6', 230 senior. The defensive ends, Jaden Rybert, 6'2", 230 junior, and Andrew Pryor, 6'2", 200-pound senior. Linebacking core will be Zach Kanan, 5'11", 190 junior, Carson Jacobson, a 5'10", 145 senior, and Jacob Olberts, a 5'10", 170 senior. The corners for the Wildcats, Jerome Ewing, a 5'9", 150 junior, and DJ White, 6'1", 190 senior. Strong safety, Jericho Ferris, 5'10", 180 junior, and Bowen Preddy at free safety, 6'1", 180 senior. On the offensive side, quarterback Devin Bates, 5'9", 145-pound senior. Behind him will be Zach Kanan, 5'11", 190 junior, and Bowen Preddy, 6'1", 180-pound senior. The receivers, DJ White, 6'1", 190 senior, and Brett Cooper, 5'8", 155 junior. Tight end, Killian Barbie, 6'2", 190 junior. Right tackle, Hunter Chastain, 6'1", 225 junior. Right guard, Jaden Rybert, 6'2", 230 junior. Left guard, Nate Boley, 5'10", 210 senior. Left tackle is Zach Carney, 6'1", 220 junior. And the center for the Wildcats, Troy Hagens, a 5'11", 210-pound senior. Again, the Wildcats starting lineup brought to you by Fast Trip at 104 South Main in Cassville. Great prices and friendly services, what you'll find at Fast Trip. Stop by today, locally owned by Mike and Anita Carr. Cassville will be in their all-white uniforms with black helmets, black numbers on the front and back. Springfield Catholic in gray uniforms with green helmets and gold and green numerals on the front and back. And they've got a nice sparkly effect while the sun is shining, but I'm afraid when the sun goes down, those green numbers on those gray jerseys are going to be hard for you and me to see, Jeremy.
They were a little tough, even with the sun shining on them, Sammy, when they get out there in the middle of that football field. But we'll do our best. We've got Todd up here. He's got good eyes, and he's going to help us out with that a little bit tonight, too.
There you go. Tonight's game is not only a competitive contest between these two schools, it's also an educational experience for the students involved. Because high school activities are about learning life's values, remember and help remind everyone to keep positive experience with high school and hometown sports. When you attend your next game, do your part, to help rekindle the spirit of citizenship by showing good sportsmanship, and you'll be teaching a positive lesson and you'll be preserving a proud tradition in the state of Missouri. Tonight's sportsmanship reminder brought to you by Access Family Care with locations in Monette, Aurora, Neosho, and Cassville. We appreciate their sponsorship of Wildcat football. Still got about 5 minutes to go before we start tonight's game. Last time you and I were here, nearly 15 years ago, it was back in 2004-2005. Cassville played a home-and-home against the Springfield Catholic Fighting Irish. In 2004, the game was played down in Cassville, and the Wildcats won that game over the Irish 21-14 in a close battle. The following year, in 2005, they came here to Swiss Helm Field and they won 41-7, excuse me. And the Wildcats are hoping that the luck is with them and not with the Irish here tonight in Springfield.
Well, that's been a little while ago. We were talking about it on the way over, and the events of that night are no longer in my brain. I could not recall even being in the press box, but I will say this: they do have a really nice setup up here. Very nice field, nice stands, and just a really nice place to play football here. And hopefully as this sun goes down, the heat will decrease somewhat, and we'll have just a really nice night for football.
Yeah, they've done a lot of upgrades to all of their athletic facilities here at Springfield Catholic. They built a new press box. They've added some bleachers. They have turf now instead of the natural grass field. So a lot of upgrades here, and we're looking forward to the game here this evening. The captains have to come out and meet with the officials and the coaches. The Wildcats coached by Lance Parnell. The Irish coached by Steve Hancock. A lot of people will remember him when he was down at Branson. He was there for many, many years. In fact, when Cassville used to play Branson to open the season, he was down there coaching the Pirates back then. But now he's here at Springfield Catholic. We're going to step aside, take a quick break, and then be back with tonight's opening kickoff right after this. School, Springfield, Missouri. Todd running things for us on Web TV. We got a little glitch right now he's going to be working on, but we'll let him do his engineering duties right now and keep the audio side going here on the Talent Sports Network. Springfield Catholic won the toss, and they have deferred their option to the second half, so they will let Cassville have the football to start the ball game. They want the ball to start the third quarter. Tonight's first quarter is brought to you by Michael's Hardware, 186 Sale Barn Road in Cassville. For your project questions, Michael's Hardware. Friendly folks, serious hardware.
Well, Sammy, the Wildcats were able to score on the opening kickoff of the season. What's a little unusual about that is they did it as they were kicking off. They recovered a fumble and took it into the end zone. Now the Wildcats will get an opportunity to put some speed back there, see if they can find a lane here.
Looks like Bowen Preddy and Jericho Ferris will drop back for the Wildcats. And it will be number 2, it looks like, Sam Crane, kicking things off for the Irish. shaky, but it's been Cassville who's turned it over twice in a row, and the Irish have taken advantage both times, and Springfield Catholic leading for the first time here tonight, 14-0 after the 29-yard pass completion from Will Squibb to Zach Gebhardt.
Well, this Wildcat offense is going to have to put a drive together, give their defense a little bit of a breather. Too much speed on the Irish side of the ball to try to chase them around when you're tired. And the Wildcat offense back on the field. I doubt the conversation was great over there during the last little period, but they're going to come out here and, hey, still early. They've given a whole lot of momentum to the Irish. They've got to get a little bit of that back here in this drive.
So this time Bates will operate from the shotgun. He's got a running back off his right hip, and that is Bowen Preddy. He fakes the handoff, or no, that was Kanan, excuse me. He lets the ball fly. He's got Preddy open down the field, but the ball was underthrown. It allowed the defender to come in and nearly make a play, but Preddy had to jump up and knock the ball loose.
So good pursuit by the Irish defense, not allowing Bates to set his feet and throw the ball down the field. Showed a nice strong arm, but just was not able to step into that throw.
So it'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Wildcats. This time twin receivers come to the right side. Now they bring trips to the right side. That's the wide side of the field. Bates, though, gives the inside handoff to Kanan, and Kanan powering his way across the 35 out to the 40-yard line. Should have enough yardage for a first down. Boy, Zach Kanan just driving with those legs and carried a couple of defenders for nearly 11 yards and a Wildcat first down. The Wildcat first down brought to you by Sears Hometown Store in Cassville, the best in quality brand name appliances, power tools, lawnmowers, fitness equipment, and much more.
Well, it's runs like that that'll get your team fired up when you have a big, strong back, turning those legs, taking on contact, and driving to finish that run. That's big time.
1st and 10, Cassville. The ground attack again, picking up yardage as Bowen Preddy slices his way through the middle of the defense, takes it across the the 45, out to the 46. It's a gain of 6, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, another good gain on first down right there for the Wildcats. Really allows them to do a lot of different things on 2nd and short.
Cooper goes wide to the left. DJ White comes split out wide to the right. Back to the I formation, and Bates up under center. Springfield Catholic showing blitz. Now they drop back. The run game powers it through the middle. Kanan has another first down right up the gut. He's into Irish territory, finally taken down at the Springfield Catholic 43-yard line. The Wildcat first down brought to you by Cassville Sears Hometown Store. They offer a personalized shopping experience tailored to their community with the support of the folks there at Sears in Cassville, 99 Highway 37 South.
Kanan straight ahead, both arms wrapped around that football once again. Good, strong running by Zach Kanan.
It's a gain of 11 and a first down for the Wildcats. Pounding the ball, this time off right tackle. Preddy pushes inside the 40, down to the 38.
Almost like the offense got challenged over there on the sideline, right, Sammy?
Yeah, it's kind of back to the old meat and potatoes style. Just pound it right at them and see if they can stop us.
You guys want to focus right now? Let's line up and run it right at them. Let's run until they stop us. So that's kind of what we're seeing out of the Wildcat offense right here.
It's a gain of 5 by Preddy down to the 38-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down and 5 for the Wildcats. They split the backfield this time with Kanan and Preddy. And Bates this time throws out of the backfield. He had White slicing on the post pattern over the middle, had gotten inside the deep defensive back, but the ball this time was thrown over his head.
Again, Bates not really able to set his feet and step into that throw, forcing the ball to sail. As White, you're right, had great position inside the corner, no safety back there. If that's a completion, that's in the end zone. But Bates, pressure in his face, not able to step in and throw the ball like he's capable of.
So that'll bring up a 3rd down for the Wildcats, their first 3rd down conversion try of the night. 3rd and 5 from the Springfield Catholic 38. Bates going to run the option, pitches it back to Preddy, gets a block from Kanan. He's inside the 30, has the first down and more, inside the 25, down to the 24-yard line.
Yeah, nice play right there. Bates running that option, doing a great job of reading, pulling the ball out of the fullback's belly, hitting Preddy with a nice pitch on the edge. Preddy put his right foot in the ground, hit it down the football field. Nice first down right there for the Wildcats to keep this drive alive.
Gain of 14. Preddy now unofficially with 46 yards on 7 carries here in the first half. Closing in on 8 minutes left to go before halftime. Springfield Catholic with a 14-7 lead, but the Wildcats driving the football. Started back at their own 28. They're at the Springfield Catholic 24. Killian Barbie, the tight end, resets from the right to the left side. Shift from the Irish defensive front. The handoff goes to Kanan. Kanan off left tackle as he runs the direction that Barbie set and is upended before he can get to the 20-yard line.
Once again, looked like Bates wanted to pull the football out of the fullback's belly. Kanan not giving it up right there. Fortunately for the Wildcats, they don't put the ball on the ground.
It's a gain of 3 down to the 21. Kanan now with 48 yards on 5 carries. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 7. 7.5 left to go before halftime. Wildcats trailing by 7. Bates brings White in motion, passes through between quarterback and running backs. Bates rolling to his right, throws back against his body. Catch made by White at the 10, into the end zone, touchdown Cassville.
Yeah, great play call right there. White coming in motion from right to left, full speed by the time the snap is made. Bates rolling to his left on the run. Nice throw out there on the Wildcat sideline. Nobody out there able to keep up with White into the end zone. Sammy, the Wildcats needed that drive, and they needed it real bad. Nice job at execution and going in and putting points on the board.
Wildcat touchdown brought to you by Willis Insurance, one of the area's oldest businesses, established in 1887, conveniently located on the square in Cassville and in the Bridgeway Plaza in Shell Knob. Stop by or call 847-3300. Willis Insurance, your trusted choice insurance agent. Drake Reese now to attempt the point after. Whistles sound, and a procedure penalty against the Wildcats will back Reese up 5 yards. First whistle against Cassville here tonight. Wildcat Extra Point try brought to you by Crowder College. With the satellite campus in Cassville, the main campus in Neosho. For more information about classes and enrollment, go to crowder.edu. So the tee now placed down at the 15, which turns into a 25-yard field goal, and Reese with more than enough leg boots it through, and we are tied at 14. So we were knotted up at 7. Now we're tied at 14 with 7:18 left to go before halftime. 9-play, 72-yard drive capped off by that 21-yard pass completion from Devin Bates to DJ White.
Yeah, previous 2 possessions ended in tragedy, ended in fumbles for the Wildcats. This drive went over on the sideline, had a conversation with the offensive coordinator, Clay Weldy. They came out much more disciplined on this drive, worked their way down the field, much like the first possession of the football game, worked their way downfield and got a sorely needed touchdown to get some momentum back in this football game.
So here we go. We're in the second quarter. Tonight's second quarter brought to you by Young Family Dentistry. They also do cosmetic dentistry as well. Whether you're needing preventative or restorative dental work, porcelain veneers, or dental implants, call the folks at Young Family and Cosmetic Dentistry in Cassville, 374-2130. You can also find them online at youngfamilydentistry.com. So the Wildcats will be kicking the ball away. We're going to take a little water break here as well with 7:18 left to go in the first half. Wildcat Kickoff brought to you by Baywash Car Wash in Cassville. Come try out the all-new IQ Soft Cloth Automatic featuring custom wash technology, giving you the perfect wash every time. With Baywash, a clean car is a happy car, and that makes you feel good. So coming out of the break here, after the water break, we'll give you some updates around the Big 8 Conference. Monette on top of Marshfield, 20-6. East Newton with a 7-6 lead over Aurora. Mount Vernon leading Nevada 13-0. 12-3, Lamar on top of Hollister. Rogersville's leading McDonald County 20-0. And Reed Spring with an early 10-0 lead over Seneca. Drake Reese to kick the ball away. The breeze, what little there was earlier, is now down to fairly nil, and Reese boots this one high and deep and will go into the end zone for a touchback.
Ball landed out of the back of the end zone about 2 yards, Sammy. Drake Reese showing that good, strong leg that we got to see last year. High, end over end, a couple yards out of the back of the end zone. Woo!
So the Irish will take over at their own 20. As we're deadlocked at 14. Cassville got on the board first. Springfield Catholic tied it. Then Springfield Catholic took the lead. But now the Wildcats have tied it, 14 points apiece here. Still lots of time left to go in the first half. Squibb checks the Cassville defense. Brought a man in motion, now resets him. Just wants to see if he can get a peek at what the Wildcat defense is trying to do. And he wanted to pitch the football, but the Cassville defender all over him before he could make the pitch, and he is dropped for a loss.
Riley, nice job. Linebacker Jake Olberts made his way through the line of scrimmage, was able to get Squibb around the waist and blow that play up. Nice job right there by the linebacker. Great read.
It's a loss of 3 back to the 17-yard line. They've listed Squibb at about 185 pounds. He's got nice sizes. He's about 6'1", 6'2", but the Wildcat linebacker Olberts, who also has some nice size, brought him down for a loss on the play. Now up the middle they go. Ball carrier flies across the 20 out to the 21, maybe the 22. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage and a little bit more. Schmidling is able to pick up about 4 yards, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, straight ahead this time with the Wildcat defense. Got them just beyond the original line of scrimmage. Big 3rd down here for this Wildcat defense.
Springfield Catholic converted their first 3rd down try of the night, but since then they're 0 for 3. Squibb wanting to pass the ball. Stepped up in the pocket. Now he scrambles around to the right edge. Still on his feet and nowhere to go. 3 white jerseys all over him and drops him at the 24.
At times, Sammy, you'll see the defensive front for the Wildcats getting all the pressure you need. Linebackers able to drop back in coverage. We saw it right there. Squibb looking downfield, nowhere to go with the ball, trying to get away. And he's a good enough athlete. He's been able to do that a couple of times tonight, able to sneak out of there and pick up some positive yardage. This time, Wildcat defense able to bring him down.
Yeah, and one thing for Cassville, the more they make him do that, the more fatigued he's going to get on a night like tonight where it's very hot and humid.
Kind of what I was saying about the Wildcat defense having to go back out on the field. You're going to get tired a lot sooner tonight.
So James to punt the ball away for the Irish. The ball bounces in front of him. He gets it picked up, and now he wants to run with the football. And he's got a lot of white shirts to try to get away from. Now he wants to throw the football. He launches it, and it's nearly intercepted. It goes through the fingertips of Jerome Ewing. And now we got a flag thrown after the play is over. So the Wildcats.
Just like I said, Sammy, takes a long time to punt the football. This time the Wildcats came after it. Nowhere for him to go with the ball. He tried to throw it, but just nothing out there for him. And a good job by special teams coach Josh Schmidt dialing up that pressure on the punter.
Looks like they're going to have an illegal man downfield because of him trying to throw the ball. If he would have kept running, he'd been all right. But when he tried to throw it, he had linemen downfield. The penalty is declined, and Cassville going to take over at the 24-yard line. So it's a turnover on downs, and the Wildcats with an excellent opportunity to retake the lead here, starting this drive at the Catholic 24.
Big play. We'll see if the Wildcats don't go for broke right here.
Split backfield behind Bates. Receivers right and left, and they run the option. They pitch the ball back to Ferris. Ferris going to get another chance, and he takes it down to the 21-yard line, takes a good lick, hangs on to the football as he's able to pick up about 3 or 4 yards.
Ferris securing the football much better this run. So I'm sure he had a nice long conversation over on the sideline.
4.5 left to go here in the first half. 14-14 is our score. Cassville with the ball. 2nd down and 6. Almost 7 to go. The ball just outside the 20-yard line. DJ White goes to the left. And this time Drake Reese out wide to the right. Little misdirection in the backfield. Preddy gets the handoff. He's inside the 20, pushes his way down to the 17-yard line, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Wildcat drive into the red zone, brought to you by Roark Diesel since 2006, providing a huge selection of diesel performance products, serving Cassville and the surrounding area. Call 847-6560 or find them online at roarkdiesel.com.
The Wildcats running a little counter play there with Preddy. Not a lot of room to work. Preddy able to pick up some positive yardage and a pretty significant 3rd down here for this Wildcat offense.
Cassville is yet to convert a 3rd down. They've only had a couple of tries at it. And here facing 3rd down and 3. Bates rolling to his left, under pressure, steps back up, slips a tackle. He's inside the 17, dive into the 16, but he needed to get to the 15. So it's going to bring up fourth down.
Fourth down, but a really nice job by Bates there, looking for White. One-on-one coverage down there in the end zone. Defended really well as Bates was forced to step up. And he was able to get the ball, get some positive yardage back towards that first down marker.
Well, you're in field goal range with
Certainly.
a kicker like Reese, but you also want to try to take some of that momentum away, and it looks like Coach Parnell is going to try to do just that. Twin receivers to the right side, split backfield behind Reese. Fourth down and 1.5. Pitch the ball to Preddy. Breaks it to the outside, has the first down and more. 10, 5, into the end zone. Do they signal? Yes. Touchdown, Cassville. He stayed inside the pylon. That was the only question on the far side. Did he get inside the pylon? Looked from our vantage point that he did, and the official agreed, and the Wildcats retake the lead.
Well, Wildcats run the option game in a fourth down situation right there. Nice job running the option around the left edge, faking to the fullback. Nice job by Bates, bringing the defense. Good pitch relationship with Preddy. Preddy took the pitch, made a man miss, got to the outside and into the end zone. Huge score for the Wildcats.
So Cassville on top 20-14, and now the extra point by Reese is up, and it is good. The Wildcat touchdown brought to you by Willis Insurance. If you're at the lake, stop by their location in the Bridgeway Plaza in Shell Knob for auto, home, health, life, and commercial insurance. Call them in Shell Knob at 858-3747. The Wildcat Extra Point brought to you by Crowder College. Main campus in Neosho, but a satellite campus right there in Cassville. For more information about classes and enrollment, go to crowder.edu. 2:45 left to go here in the first half. Cassville back in front, 21-14. A 16-yard touchdown run from the Wildcats and Bowen Preddy.
Just under 3 minutes to go here in the half. And again, the Irish won the toss, so they will get the football coming out after half. You certainly don't want to give up anything here, anything cheap just before halftime. Wildcat defense got a big job right here.
So the Wildcats back in front. Now they set to kick it away. The Wildcat kickoff brought to you by Baywash Car Wash. Clean car is a happy car, and that's what you'll get at Baywash. Reese boots this one again high and deep. And he takes it out the back of the end zone once again. And that will be another touchback.
Reese, obviously, you can tell he's gotten stronger from his sophomore to his junior year. Still has the same nice height on those kickoffs now. Rather than 3 or 4 yards deep in the end zone, now they're out of the back. So strong leg, tall, lanky, 6'2", probably. Lanky, long-legged kicker really gets that foot into it and hits it a ton.
So Preddy now with over 70 yards rushing here in the first half and a couple of rushing touchdowns. He had the first score of the night for the Wildcats. He has the, at this point, last score, as he just ran it in for 6. Squibb looking to throw the ball. He's got a man open over the middle, but coming in at the last minute with the coverage is Cade Hayward, and he breaks it up. No flags on the play as it goes incomplete.
Yeah, nice job breaking on the ball. Hayward with his eyes on the quarterback, saw the football, broke on it. He and the receiver get to the ball at the same time, knocking it down to the turf. Nice play there.
That'll bring up second down and 10 for the Irish from their own 20. Still 2:42 left to go here until halftime. 21-14, Cassville back on top. After the Irish had scored 2 in a row to tie it, the Wildcats have responded. Running with the football and a scramble that goes nowhere. Run down back at the 15-yard line. It's going to be a loss on the play as Squibb had to eat the football.
Great pressure that time. Hunter Chastain able to beat his man off the football into the backfield, was able to get a hold of the jersey of Squibb, corral him and bring him down. Great pressure once again by the defensive front of this Wildcat defense.
Yeah, Squibb unofficially 26 yards on 10 carries, but 2 of his last 3 carries have gone for a loss on a sack.
And I believe that was a designed quarterback run as there was no one in the backfield. He just ran all his receivers on streaks, and I think they were just doing a designed run, chasing the coverage.
So third down and 14 to go. This time Squibb steps up in the pocket, no one open, breaks pressure, gets away from one man, now trying to get away from another, but too many white shirts all over the Catholic quarterback again.
Wildcat head coach trying to get a timeout as he runs about 30 yards down the field to get the attention of the official. Again, great pursuit and pressure by the defensive front four of the Wildcats. And that, again, allows the linebackers and secondary to really cover the field. Squibb nowhere to go with the ball. Just great job that right there in the defensive series. Wildcats going to get the football back now with just under 2 minutes to go here in the half.
Yeah, 4th down and 12, the line of scrimmage, the Irish 18-yard line. After a pickup of only 2.5 yards for Squibb on the scramble. So Cassville, after Springfield Catholic had scored 2 times in a row to take the lead, Cassville has responded with 2 consecutive scores. And now they are back in front, 21-14. 1:44 left to go before the break, and the Wildcats trying to set something up here on the return. And then I'm sure Coach Parnell has got a couple of plays ready in case they need to run something quickly just to preserve as much time on this clock as possible.
And with 2 timeouts, they're more than likely going to get the ball back on the Irish end of the football field.
DJ White drops back at his own 45. James will be kicking from his own 5. Had trouble with a bad snap last time that bounced in front of him. This time the snap is good. Pressure coming. They nearly got to him. The kick goes off the side of his foot and into the Irish sidelines. And this is going to be a very short kick. Did not even make the 40.
Pressure all over by the Wildcat punt unit. And again, just the length of time James is taking to punt the football away. The Wildcat special unit is going to eat that alive. I don't know, the ball may have been tipped off his foot, but a short punt giving the Wildcats outstanding field position to get something on the board here heading into halftime.
Only a 19-yard kick. They spot it down just inside the 37-yard line of the Irish. Cassville with 1:38 left to go before the break. 37 yards away from pay dirt. 1st and 10, unbalanced left. White comes in motion, and they give the inside handoff to him. He'll run in behind a couple of blockers, turns the corner, inside the 30, at the 25, at the 20, nearly slips a tackle, but is brought down shy of the 15. Great job over there by a Springfield Catholic defender. We've got a flag, though, thrown back at the middle of the field, and that's not in a good place if you're a Wildcat fan. And it is going to be a holding call against the Wildcats, and that brings back a great run by DJ White. Flag thrown right at the line of scrimmage, and it'll be marked off 10 yards from there.
You just hate to see penalties bring back good plays, and the young man called for holding down there, hitting himself, not real happy with the outcome. So, again, the Wildcats still have the ball inside Irish territory.
I was feeling bad because if he would have slipped that tackle, he would have went in for the score, but the penalty would have made it even worse if they had took 6 off the board. So now it's 1st down in a bundle. They need to get all the way down to the 26-yard line. They're at the 47. Here comes Preddy. Preddy around the corner, inside the 40, drops the shoulder pads and drives his way down to the 37.
Clock ticking down around 1 minute now.
It's a gain of nearly 10, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 11. We're under a minute to go before the half. Cassville quickly getting the play in from the sideline. At the very least, they hope to get Drake Reese into field goal range.
Well, they're going to have to pick up the pace, breaking the huddle.
From the shotgun, running back off the hip. Preddy goes in motion. Bates fakes the handoff. Here comes the pressure, and he has to unload the football. It goes incomplete. That'll stop the clock. But it kept running for an extra couple of seconds there after the ball hit the ground. That was a little interesting, but
sometimes you have to know where you are. And sometimes when you're on the road, the clock stops a little bit later than you might think it should.
So 3rd down and 11.
Right now, the Wildcats going to look for maybe something in the middle of the field, just get a little bit closer, maybe be able to give Reese an opportunity here.
Bates trying to set up the screen. The catch is made by White. White cuts it upfield at the 35, breaks a tackle. He's inside the 30, running towards the Cassville sideline, trying to get out of bounds, still on his feet inside the 25. Finally taken out of bounds all the way at the far side, and that will stop the clock with 21 seconds left here in the first half.
What a play. Great job running the screen play. Good call right there as White running that bubble screen, coming from the right to the left, got him there behind the linebackers. Nice feed out there by Bates. and White just showing no quit as looked like he was going to be held about 3 yards away from that first down yardage marker, made a couple of spin moves, got to the sideline. Just a great individual effort there by White to pick up that first down. Head coach Lance Parnell would like to visit with an official, maybe about the clock right now.
It's a gain of 15 and a first down for Cassville. The Wildcat first down brought to you by Sears Hometown Store in Cassville with the best in quality brand name appliances, power tools, lawnmowers, fitness equipment, and much more. Come by and get to know them today. 21.3 seconds showing on the clock. First and 10 Cassville at the Irish 22. The Wildcats lead 21-14 late in the first half. Tonight's second quarter has been brought to you by Young Family Dentistry. They also do cosmetic work as well, porcelain veneers, dental implants. They even help with sleep apnea and Botox fillers. Call 374-2130 or find them online, youngfamilydentistry.com.
And the Wildcats are going to get a couple of seconds added back to that clock. They set it to 23 seconds now with a first down, right about the 20, between the 22 and the 23. Still have a timeout left, so they can go to the middle of the field with something here.
Back to the I formation behind Bates. First and 10 at the 22. Bates looks back behind the play. The pass was thrown a little underhanded, but he gets the completion made as Bowen Preddy out of the backfield has another first down inside the 10 down to the 8.
Parnell's trying to get his team up to the line of scrimmage to kill the clock, save the timeout.
It's a gain of 14, and Bates quickly up under center takes a knee with 12 seconds.
He downed it. Instead of spiking the football, he took a knee, and now they're going to have to burn the timeout. I tell you, that's one of those things when a new quarterback caught up in the moment. Just a mistake right there, and that will be corrected. But the coaching staff was calling for him to take a snap and spike the football, throw the football at the ground to stop the clock. Bates took the snap and actually stepped back and took a knee, which allowed the clock to keep running. Therefore, they had to burn that final timeout.
So 13 point, is that 6 or 8? The goalpost is in the way. You got a better angle than I do.
That is 13.6.
So 13.6 seconds left in the first half. 21-14, Cassville with the lead. The Wildcats have it at the 9-yard line.
Wildcats can still take a couple of shots into the end zone, at least one, maybe two, depending on the play. But more, they're certainly in field goal range for Reese.
So they break huddle, back out onto the field. DJ White to the left, Brett Cooper out wide to the right. Split backfield, Kanan and Preddy. Here comes White in motion. Bates rolls that direction to the wide side of the field, throws underneath. The catch is made by White at the 2-yard line, stretching out for the goal line. Touchdown, Wildcats.
Great play. Great play call from the far side of the field, the far hash mark. They run White in motion from left to right as the ball snapped. Bates rolling to his right. White getting out in the flat. A great throw on the run. White catching the ball at about the 2-yard line, but he was able to stick it out across the goal line. Huge score with 5 seconds to go until half.
And now Drake Reese in to attempt the point after out of the hold of Bates. Snap back ball down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 28-14, the Wildcats extend their lead right before halftime. The Wildcat touchdown brought to you by Willis Insurance. For over 130 years, Willis Insurance has been there to help with your insurance needs. You don't stay in business for that long unless you treat your customers right. They're located in Shell Knob as well as Cassville with 2 locations to better serve the area. Call the Cassville office at 847-3300. Call the Shell Knob office at 858-3747. Willis Insurance, your trusted choice insurance agent. And the Wildcat Extra Point brought to you by Crowder College with a campus right there in Cassville. You can find out more by going to their website, crowder.edu. Get information about classes, enrollment. Main campus in Neosho, but a satellite campus in Cassville. Crowder College bringing you the Extra Point. 28-14, Cassville with the lead. 5 seconds left to go before the break. The Wildcat kickoff brought to you by Baywash Car Wash with the all-new IQ Soft Cloth Automatic featuring custom wash technology, giving you the perfect wash every time.
Well, after the 2 fumbles, Sammy, the Wildcat offense doing a really nice job being efficient, taking advantage of a mistake in the punt game, going in and getting points.
Drake Reese booms this one high and deep down the right hash and again out the back of the end zone. You think he missed not getting a kick in week number 1? He is like booming the football
I think
tonight.
he's feeling it tonight. We watched him a little bit in warm-ups, and he was miss-hitting a few of them. Might have been a little amped up trying to kick it too hard, but I tell you what, once the lights came on, he has been putting his foot in that football.
So the Irish will have it 1st and 10 at their own 20, and they will have the opportunity to run more than likely just one play. Will it be a simple down and head to the locker room, or are they going to try something? You never know with Coach Hancock.
Doesn't look like they had enough players on the field.
He's been around a long, long time. He's not only seen everything and done everything, he's probably tried about everything as well. And they're still trying to get players onto the field. They come up to the line of scrimmage. Now it looks like the Irish are going to have to burn a timeout because either the wrong personnel or not enough personnel onto the field. So this tends you to believe that they were wanting to run something, or otherwise, well, of course, you can't take your timeouts into the second half either. So
use them. Hey, you got them for a reason, right?
So the timeout on the field is brought to you by Superior Metal. If you're looking for a steel building, shop, or roof that will defend against the elements, look no further than Superior Metal Sales. You can see them for any of your roofing and storage shed needs. Superior Metal, Highway 76 south of Cassville. So both teams making some mistakes that you thought you would see last week in week 1, and they're showing up tonight here on both sides of the football in week number 2, but it's still early in the season.
The Wildcats and head coach Parnell, they pride themselves in ball security, and the two fumbles, turnovers, one in the first quarter, one early in the second, is really he's gonna lose some sleep over that tonight. But uncharacteristic of a Wildcat football team, but the offense has bounced back, done a nice job to finish out this half.
So here we go. Final 5 seconds of the first half. Man comes in motion. That is Crane. The handoff goes up the middle. I believe that's Gephardt. We'll check in a moment. Makes a nice move at the center of the field. Started to bounce it outside and then cuts it back in. And the first half will come to a close. And that was not Gephardt. That was Matthew Schmidtling, the ball carrier. And he is able to pick up yardage out to the 34 for the final play of the first half. And as they head to the locker room, the Wildcats lead it by a score of 28-14. We'll take a break and be back with the Shoemaker Tire halftime show. You're listening to Big 8 Conference Football here on the Talon Network. 8-14. Tonight's halftime show brought to you by Shoemaker Tire. They've been a name you can count on for tires since 1961. Mark and the gang at Shoemaker Tire will have you up and running when you need a new set of tires in no time flat, or when you just have no time for a flat. Shoemaker Tire, Highway 86 in Golden, Missouri. Looking at the scoring summary from the first half, the Wildcats got on the board first after a 10-yard run from Bowen Preddy. That gave them the early lead. Drake Reese with the extra point, and it was 7-0 Cassville. But then Springfield Catholic countered with 11 minutes left to go in the first half. A 5-yard run by Matthew Schmidling. The extra point tied it up at 7. And then after a Cassville turnover, the Irish again took advantage with 10:37 left to go in the first half. A 29-yard pass from Will Squibb to Zach Gebhard, and the Irish had the lead 14-7. But Cassville then comes back, gets the game tied with 7:18 left to go in the second quarter on a 21-yard pass from Devin Bates to DJ White. Reese with the point after makes it a 14-14 game. Cassville strikes again with 2:46 left to go on a 16-yard run by Bowen Preddy, his second rushing touchdown of the half. The extra point by Reese made it 21-14. And then with 5 seconds left to go in the first half, a 9-yard pass from Devin Bates to DJ White, and the extra point by Reese makes it 28-14 here at the half. Other scores from around the Big Eight: Monette leading Marshfield 26-6. It's East Newton over Aurora 7-6. That game at halftime. Mount Vernon on top of Nevada 15-6. Another halftime score: Lamar over Hollister 18-3. Reed Springs shutting out Seneca 10-0 at half, and late in the first half, Rogersville 20-0 over McDonald County. But Cassville overcoming a couple of turnovers, allowing Springfield Catholic to take the lead, get the lead back, and extend the lead here at the break and lead it 28-14.
The offense doing a nice job of coming back, as you said, after those turnovers. And the defense, Sammy, for as much as they were on and off the field, I tell you what, the last half of that second quarter heading into halftime, they really pinned their ears back, did a great job of not really giving anything up to the Irish and allowing their offense to get that ball back and go in and put points on the board. And that touchdown right before the half, really big-time play, because, again, the Irish will get the football coming out after halftime.
Tonight's broadcast brought to you in part by Tomlin's Jewelry on the Square in Cassville. When you're looking for a special jewelry item or gift, stop by Tomlin's Jewelry. They've been doing it right for 55 years on the northeast corner of the square in Cassville. Tonight's broadcast also brought to you in part by Sports World. If you're looking for in-stock team logo sports apparel, they've got it for the surrounding area schools right there at Sports World on the Square in Cassville. They'll also do custom screen printing and embroidery. They also supply trophies and sporting goods. Check them out, 709 Main Street in Cassville, or give them a call, Sports World, 847-5366. We're going to take another break here and then be back with some of the first half numbers. Tonight's halftime show brought to you by Shoemaker Tire. For over 50 years, they've been taking care of their customers like no one else. Call Shoemaker Tire, 417-271-3490. Wildcats lead it over Springfield Catholic 28-14 here at halftime. And we'll be back after this break. You're listening to Big 8 Football here on the Talon Network. 14. Tonight's halftime show brought to you by Shoemaker Tire, family-owned and operated. Shoemaker Tire in Golden, Missouri. They've been serving customers in southwest Missouri and northwest Arkansas since 1961. Give them a call at 271-3490 or find them online, shoemakertire.com. Looking at the stats from the first half, Springfield Catholic 19 rushes for 77 yards. They completed 3 of 5 passes for 50 yards for a total of 127 yards of offense. Irish picked up 4 first downs. They did not turn the ball over. They were penalized 3 times for 20 yards and punted twice for a 23-yard average. A 26-yard average. Correction there, 26-yard average on the punts for the Irish. Cassville carried the ball 18 times for 155 yards. 5 of 9 through the air for 70 yards for a total of 225 yards of offense. They picked up 12 first downs, 2 turnovers, both coming on fumbles. They were penalized twice for 15 yards and did not have to punt the football in the first 2 quarters. For the Irish, they were led by Will Squibb and also Matthew Schmittling, each with 28 yards rushing in the first half. Schmittling on only 4 carries, and he carried for a touchdown. Squibb on 11 carries. Zach Gebhardt had 2 carries for 13 yards. He also had 2 catches for 35 yards, one of those receptions for a touchdown. Landon James had 1 catch for 15 yards. He also had 2 carries for 8 yards in the first half. For Cassville, Bowen Preddy, 11 carries for 86 yards and 2 touchdowns. Zach Kanan, 48 yards on 5 carries. Jericho Ferris, 19 yards on 2 carries. And DJ White, 4 receptions for 56 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first half.
Now, once again, offensive coordinator Clay Wilde spreading the football around, letting a lot of people touch the ball. And as head coach Parnell told us last week in the postgame, it's just a matter, just how the game flows on whose night it's going to be. And once again, DJ White, Bowen Preddy finding the end zone a couple of times each. But you're seeing Zach Kanan run the ball very hard. You're seeing Jericho Ferris outside of putting the ball on a turf one time, but great yards per carry out of Jericho Ferris. So Wildcats doing a nice job again, spreading the football around, really not letting the defense key on any one particular player.
The score of any athletic event is usually forgotten over time, but the actions of players, coaches, and spectators leave lasting impressions. The next time you attend a high school game, think of how history will remember you. Choose good sportsmanship and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. Remember, the lessons you teach today will help develop better citizens in our communities for tomorrow. This message brought to you by your friends at Talon Media and Access Family Care, and we appreciate their sponsorship of Cassville High School football. Well, it is time for our halftime giveaway. We usually try to give away some things during the halftime. If we forget, sometimes it's a little later, but actually remembered tonight. I've got 4 tickets to the Missouri Tiger football game coming up a week from tomorrow. It's their second home game of the season. Now, they open up their home schedule tomorrow hosting West Virginia. But a week from tomorrow, September the 14th, the Missouri Tigers will be hosting Southeast Missouri State. So SEMO will be coming to Columbia. It's a 6:30 kickoff there from Faurot Field on September the 14th. And I've got 4 tickets to that Missouri Tiger football game against Southeast Missouri coming up a week from Saturday. If you would like to go see the Tigers and SEMO play on September the 14th, all you need to do is be the first person through on the phone lines, 417-489-2277. That's 489-2277. Again, that number, 417-489-2277. 489-2277 if you'd like to go see Missouri play SEMO a week from Saturday, September the 14th in Columbia. Give us a call. First person through gets 4 tickets to see Missouri Tiger football. Again, 489-2277, the number to call.
Little fun fact there here I've got for you, Sammy. Southeast Missouri State's head football coach has ties to Cassville, attended Cassville schools until maybe 9th grade, somewhere around there, then moved away. But Tom Matukowicz, former Cassville student, has become head football. He's bounced around a little bit in college, and now he's the head football coach there at Southeast Missouri State. So
now, when you were down at Arkansas State, did you guys play SEMO? You're both pretty close to each other over there.
Occasionally, yeah. They would be on the schedule occasionally, yes.
Because at that time they were similar-sized schools. I mean, Arkansas State's got a little larger now, haven't they?
Yeah,
I know they've went Division I in football now, haven't they?
Well, they've been Division I for long time, and Arkansas State's always been bigger. But
bigger.
yeah, they would be on the schedule just because it was a regional game close to go there and play, or then become to Jonesboro.
So
yes.
SEMO with a little Cassville tie there.
Yes, absolutely. Kind of a, like I say, a little fun fact for you.
Well, both teams have made their way back out of the locker room, back out into the humidity. The temperature has cooled a little bit, but it is still a very humid night here in week number 2 of the football season. So everyone taking a little extra time and making sure they're well hydrated. We've still got about 3 minutes before the start of the second half, so we'll take a break as well. The Wildcats lead it over Springfield Catholic 28-14 here at halftime. And again, tonight's halftime brought to you by Shoemaker Tire. People you can trust for tires. Visit them online at shoemakertire.com or drop by their shop at Highway 86 in Golden, Missouri. 28-14, the Wildcats with the lead at the break. We'll be back with the second half. You're listening to Big 8 Conference Football here on the Talon Network. Number 2 of the high school football season. The Wildcats will be kicking off to the Irish to start the second half. The Wildcat kickoff brought to you by Baywash Car Wash. A clean car is a happy car, and that makes you feel good. They've got the new IQ Soft Cloth Automatic featuring custom walk technology, giving you the perfect wash every time. Drake Reese set to kick it away. He's been booting the ball out the end zone, but that was kicking towards the south end zone. We'll see what he does kicking to the north to start the second half. Wildcats with a 28-14 lead. Reese gets a good leg into this one. This one's high, but it will be returnable as it's brought out from the 2. And the return man brings it right up the middle of the field, across the 15, out across the 20. And that was Zach Gebhardt bringing the ball out for the Irish. Looks like they're going to spot him down at about the 23-yard line, so that's where the Irish will start their first possession of the second half. Tonight's third quarter brought to you by J&M Pallet Company, where with over 15 years of experience, they specialize in new, used, and custom-built pallets. They're backing the Wildcats all the way. "In God We Trust" is their motto at J&M Pallet Company. Phone 847-6732. Squibb with the football. Pitches it out wide. Running back trying to get to the edge. Cassville does a nice job stringing Schmittling out towards their own sideline, and Schmittling finally able to get to the edge, but he's only able to pick up a couple of yards as he makes it out to the 25.
A nice job of the Wildcat defense pursuing, stretching the play to the sideline as the Irish trying to get to the edge. Wildcat defense not allowing that to happen.
Got a flag over there and a horse collar called against Cassville, so a costly penalty against the Wildcats to start the second half.
just hate to see second half start with a penalty against you.
Get Springfield Catholic out of a hole, too, all the way out to the 40-yard line.
Right.
Just underway here in the third quarter, 28-14, Wildcats with the lead.
Be interesting to see here in the third quarter the adjustments made on each side. And it's always fun to see the gamesmanship between the coaches and how they adjust during the games.
Squibb operating from the pistol as he has all night long. A couple of players lined up in the slot, and he throws this one. It's underthrown. It's intercepted by DJ White back at the the 35-yard line. White's going to bring it back across the 50. He's inside the 40. He's got a blocker in front, takes it down close to the 35-yard line before he is taken out of bounds. The ball just underthrown that time by Squibb, and DJ White ran right in front of the receiver and gets the pick, the first turnover of the night against the Irish.
DJ White, almost like he was setting up the quarterback to throw that football there as he kind of laid back and then broke on the ball like a wide receiver at the last second. As the ball was, as you said, underthrown. White right there to pick it off, and a great return, bringing it back just past the line of scrimmage.
So Cassville, 1st and 10 at the Catholic 35-yard line. Devin Bates gives it to Kanan. Kanan tripped up as he got the football. Had some momentum, but somebody got into his legs and knocked him off balance. And he is able to stumble forward down to the 32 for a pickup of 3.
A defensive lineman able to get through that line of scrimmage, get a shoulder on the thigh of Kanan as he took the handoff. Fortunately for the Wildcats, he was able to maintain balance, pick up some positive yardage right there.
So a costly penalty against the Wildcats gave the Irish some breathing room, but then they turned it over on the interception by DJ White. 2nd down and long for Cassville. Bates is going to run it himself. He's inside the 30, still on his feet, spins away from a man, takes it inside the 20, down to the 15. Big run for Devin Bates and a first down for the Wildcats. Wildcat first down brought to you by Sears Hometown Store, Highway 37 South in Cassville. They've got things for your outdoor space, for your garage, for your home. Check them all out at your Sears Hometown Store in Cassville.
Well, great option read right there by Bates as he came around that right edge. 2 Irish defenders got in the way, faked the pitch, and then tucked right up underneath them, straight down the field. Big gainer for the Wildcat quarterback.
This Wildcat drive into the red zone brought to you by Roark Diesel. Find them online at roarkdiesel.com or give them a call, 847-6560. Again with the ground attack, here comes the running game around the right end, inside the 10, down inside the 5, as Bowen Preddy rumbles his way all the way down to the 4-yard line, and it will be 1st and goal, Cassville, I believe. They still haven't reset the chains. Now they do, and it will be 1st and goal, Wildcats from the 4.
Just inside the 5. Good hard running right there. Preddy getting through that line of scrimmage into the linebacking core before contact, driving his way down inside the 5.
So Preddy approaching 100 yards rushing on the night. He ran for over 100 last week, and he's close tonight. Still lots of time left in this game. I formation behind Bates. Bates gives the ball to Preddy. Preddy with a blocker, but good job by Springfield Catholic bottling up the middle, and Preddy is able to fall forward to the 3 for only a pickup of 1.
And it appeared that Bates and Preddy in the exchange kind of ran into each other a little bit, throwing off the timing of that run play.
So 2nd down and goal for the Wildcats from the 3. They lead it 28-14. We're down to 9:20 left to go, third quarter. Again, this drive into the red zone brought to you by Roark Diesel. Since 2006, they've been providing a huge selection of diesel performance products to Cassville and the surrounding area. Online, roarkdiesel.com. 2nd down and goal from the 3. Preddy with a nice cutback, steps around a defender and takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats.
Great job, this Wildcat offense taking advantage of the turnover from the Irish. Not big interception by DJ White, allowing this offense to drive down the field and again put points on the board. Good teams take advantage of gifts, and that's what the Wildcats did right there, Sammy.
Wildcat touchdown brought to you by Willis Insurance. If you're at the lake, stop by their location at the Bridgeway Plaza in Shell Knob. If you're in Cassville, they're conveniently located right there on the square. The kick by Drake Reese is up and good. So the Wildcat touchdown brought to you by Willis Insurance, your trusted choice insurance agent. The extra point brought to you by Crowder College with a satellite campus right in Cassville. Find them online at crowder.edu for class and enrollment information. 5 plays, 35 yards after the Irish turnover, and the Wildcats extend their lead to 35-14 over Springfield Catholic. third rushing touchdown of the night for Bowen Preddy. His first here in the second half, and unofficially he has now gone over 100 yards on the night carrying the football.
Well, the Wildcats need to keep their foot on the gas here, Sammy, as last week we saw the Irish battle back from a 20-point deficit to outscore their opponent. I believe it was 28 to maybe 6 in the second half. So Wildcats don't need to let off the gas here. They need to stay full throttle, keep making plays.
Wildcat Kickoff brought to you by Baywash Car Wash in Cassville with the all-new IQ Soft Cloth Automatic featuring custom wash technology, giving you the perfect wash every time. Baywash Car Wash, a clean car is a happy car, and that makes you feel good. Tonight's third quarter brought to you by J&M Pallet Company. They repair used pallets. They build and design new and custom pallets. During this game and the games to come, Jeff reminds team members that through God, all things are possible. Phone 847-6732. J&M Pallet Company bringing you the third quarter. 35-14, Cassville extending their lead. Reese gets a leg into this one, and this one will take the return man into the end zone for a touchback.
Another nice, strong, high end-over-end kick by Reese. Into the end zone. It's such a weapon. We talk about it. The Wildcats have been so fortunate to have great kickers for the last many years, and such a weapon for your defense to force that high school offense to drive the football 80 yards.
Well, after the two Cassville turnovers that allowed the Irish to score and take the lead, it's been 4 consecutive scores for the Wildcats, and they lead at 35-14. Still 9 minutes left to go, third quarter. The Irish bring their unit up to the line of scrimmage. Man comes in motion. Now he'll reset. Not sure whether he's trying to get somebody to jump or whether he's just trying to get the defense to tip themselves. Either way, Cassville holds steady, and then the ball is handed off up the middle. I believe that was Schmittling, and Matthew Schmittling takes it out to the 24 as he is able to pick up 4 yards.
Straight ahead at the Wildcat defense, Chastain, Pryor, bringing the ball carrier down together.
Schmittling now with 34 yards on 6 carries on the night, the leading ball carrier for the Irish. Second down and 6 for Springfield Catholic. Squibb gives it to the tailback, starts out wide, then cuts it back to his left, and is upended at the 28 after picking up 4 more yards.
Schmidling taking that ball off the right side, very quick with the football in his hands, like a jitterbug back there. Once he puts his foot in the ground, he changes direction in a hurry. Nice play there by Jacob Olberts to bring him down.
So it'll bring up third down and short. Springfield Catholic just 1 for 6 on third down conversion tries in the first half. This is their first attempt at a third down conversion here in the second half. 3rd and 2 from inside their 30-yard line. Squibb fakes the handoff inside, going to run it himself, spins off first contact, trying to fight for first down yardage, and he is not going to get there. Cassville defense is all over the Irish quarterback, and he is dropped for a pickup of only about a half a yard, and it's going to bring up 4th down.
Just a disciplined football play right there, not biting on the fake, keeping their eyes on the quarterback. And Squibb, I tell you what, he is tough to bring down. He's just slippery. He spins, he runs hard, and broke a couple of tackles there before he was finally gang tackled about a yard and a half, maybe 2 shy of that first down yardage marker.
So 4th and about a yard and a half to go. And the Irish line up to punt. DJ White back at his own 35. He's joined back there, I believe, with Jericho Ferris. We'll double check on that. Might be Zach Kanan. They've been switching in and out. The snap's low, but James is able to pick it up and get the punt away. A line drive kick, bounces at the Cassville 45, goes inside the 40, and then backs up to the 39. It was Bowen Preddy back there, so I was wrong on both accounts. It wasn't Kanan or Ferris. It was Preddy along with White. And the Wildcats will take over at their own 39 after the Irish punt.
Wildcats did not come after that one. They let the punt get away. This time, James did not get a favorable roll.
33-yard kick, no return. Wildcat football at their own 39, leading 35-14. We're down to 6:50 left to go here in the third quarter. White splits out way wide to the right. And Cooper to the left. They'll run the ball with Kanan. Kanan bouncing off of defenders. Breaks a tackle. He's inside the 50. Breaks it again. He's inside the 40. Spins his way down to the 30-yard line. Zach Kanan would not be denied, and he picks up a huge gain on first down and a Wildcat first down.
Just a bowling ball out there, 200 pounds coming at you, spin moves, driving the shoulder, would not be denied there. Huge gain, a big play, and I tell you what, those are, again, those hard runs where they're bouncing off tackles and keep on going, that keeps the offense and that sideline motivated and fired up, and that's a great run by Zach Kanan.
The Wildcat first down brought to you by Sears Hometown Store in Cassville. They offer the best in quality brand name appliances, power tools, lawnmowers, fitness equipment, and much more. 31 yards on the carry for Kanan and a first down for the Wildcats at the Irish 30-yard line. Again, Cassville with the ground attack and big yardage picked up around the right end. Kanan gets another opportunity to carry, and he takes it inside the 20. It looks like they're going to spot him down around the 18 for a gain of, actually they're going to put it at the 17 for a gain of 13 yards.
Yeah, Kanan fullback in the I formation right there. Handoff just off the right hip of the center, bounced it to the outside, picking up another first down, and again, breaking a tackle or two along the way.
The Wildcat drive into the red zone, brought to you by Roark Diesel, serving Cassville and surrounding area with diesel performance products. Call 847-6560 or find them online, roarkdiesel.com. First and 10 Wildcats at the Springfield Catholic 17. Bates right up the middle of Kanan again. Boy, they're riding him all the way down the field. He takes it inside the 10, down to the 8.
Again, straight ahead, hard running by Kanan. Kanan a workhorse right here, driving the ball closer and closer to that goal line. Now, they get down there and call someone else's number. Kanan's going to be upset with his offensive coordinator. Hey, I got us all the way down here. What are you doing?
It's a gain of 9. It'll bring up second down and 1 from the 8-yard line. They split the backfield this time behind Bates. And they give it to Preddy. Preddy starts left, cuts back right, tiptoes his way inside the 5, finally brought down around the 2 or 3-yard line. We'll see where they unstack the players and spot it down. Looks like they are going to put it down at the 2. And it'll be another first down for the Wildcats and bring up first and goal. The Wildcat first down brought to you by Sears Hometown Store, the best quality brand name appliances like Kenmore, Samsung, LG, Whirlpool, and GE, all at 99 Highway 37 South in Cassville.
Big opportunity for the Wildcats right here. Punch the ball in on a good drive.
I formation. And the Wildcats drive straight ahead into the end zone. Touchdown, Cassville. The Wildcats march it right down the field and punch it in.
I'm trying to get a number. Was that Kanan?
Well, he's out there, but it didn't look, it happened so quickly, I didn't get a chance to see whether he was the fullback or the tailback. The spotter for the PA announcer says it was Zach Kanan on the 2-yard plunge.
I believe it was Kanan. Who?
It was Zach Kanan, so we've got confirmation from a couple of different people now. So Zach Kanan, he does get rewarded with the touchdown after gaining all those yards. Got a little breather with Preddy picking up 6, but then Kanan takes it the final 2 yards for the score, and then Drake Reese adds the extra point. The Wildcat touchdown brought to you by Willis Insurance for auto, home, health, life, and commercial insurance. See the folks at Willis Insurance on the square in Cassville or in the Bridgeway Plaza in Shell Knob. The Wildcat extra point brought to you by Crowder College with a satellite campus in Cassville. Find out more about class information and enrollment at crowder.edu. 42-14, the Wildcats extend their lead with 4:56 left to go here in the third quarter.
Well, good for Zach Kanan, able to find his way into the end zone. He's run the ball so well tonight, eating tough yardage, really delivering some punishment with the ball in his hand, and probably holding his breath a little bit when Preddy got the ball heading towards that end zone. Hey, you get enough of those, man. Let me have one.
His first rushing touchdown of the night, and with those carries on that drive, he has now gone over 100 yards rushing unofficially. Yeah. So both Preddy and Kanan over the century mark carrying the ball tonight.
You have 2 runners over 100 yards. Your offensive line is working, and we talked about it in the first quarter. That offensive line doing a great job up front tonight.
Tonight's third quarter brought to you by J&M Pallet Company, where pallets are customized to fit your needs. Their motto is "In God We Trust." Jeff and avid Wildcat supporters, just a call away at 847-6732. I forgot to say, too, Kim Cooper, was that right, Todd? We'll double check on that. I believe it was Ken Cooper that won those Missouri Tiger football tickets. So we'll double check on that one for you. Want to get the name right. We appreciate It was Kim Cooper, so we appreciate Kim for listening tonight, and congratulations as Kim Cooper winning the Tiger tickets for a week from Saturday's game. Wildcat Kickoff brought to you by Baywash Car Wash. Come try out the all-new IQ Soft Cloth Automatic featuring custom wash technology, giving you the perfect wash every time at Baywash. Clean car is a happy car, and that makes you feel good. Reese approaches, and he bangs a line drive this time, fielded by one of the up men. No, he drops it at the 15. Now he scoops it back up at the 13, and he's got running room. Nobody out in front but DJ White. White corrals him as he crosses the 50-yard line. A little bit of over pursuit that time after a mishandled kick. And a good return by Schmidtling as he brings it all the way back into Cassville territory.
Uncharacteristic short kick by Reese, and the coverage unit just kind of ran by everybody, created a huge lane for the ball carrier to get to. The safety on the backside, DJ White, kind of eyeballing things back there, was able to save a touchdown there.
So Springfield Catholic starting this drive inside Cassville territory. Cassville leading 42-14. It's been 5 unanswered touchdowns by the Wildcats after Springfield Catholic took a 14-7 lead back in the first half. Passes overthrown as Squibb trying to hit a man out in the flat, and it goes incomplete. Squibb not having an outstanding night throwing the football. He is just 3 of 7 now. Last week against Seneca, he was 10 of 16 for over 200 yards.
Well, this defensive line of the Wildcats really not letting him get comfortable back there, set his feet, throw. That's going to affect quarterback at about any level.
So 2nd down and 10 now for the Irish. Gephardt goes in motion. Squibb rolls to his right. Now he has to run with the football. Nobody open, and he has to eat it. Loses yardage. Back at the 47. It's a loss of 2.
Yeah, great job there. Sack in the backfield. This time Carson Jacobson, from his linebacker position, able to get in there. Great job, Andrew Pryor, the defensive end on this side, came up, held contained. Squibb nowhere to go, tried to step up. Jacobson right there to bring him down.
So it'll bring up 3rd down and long for the Irish. They were 0 for their first 3rd down conversion try here in the second half. Squibb looking to launch one down the sidelines. The receiver coming back to the football, nearly made a great reception, but the ball falls incomplete.
Brett Cooper showing great positioning right there. Was able to get his hands back in the way and yank the receiver's arms away from that ball. That's just a good play by the corner there.
Yeah, that was Liam O'Reilly, and he made a really nice adjustment.
Yes.
Saw the ball was underthrown and came back behind the defensive back and nearly came up with a great catch. But as you said, Cooper getting the hand in right at the last minute and disrupting things, and it's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, Cooper had the inside position down the sideline, and the receiver, like you said, tried to make that adjustment and come back. Cooper able to get in there, and the Irish are going for it right here.
Down 42-14 late in the 3rd quarter. The Irish are going to go for it on 4th down and 11, and now Coach Hancock calls a timeout. The timeout brought to you by Superior Metal. If you're looking for a steel building, shop, or roof that defend against the elements, look no further than Superior Metal Sales. See them for any and all of your roofing and storage shed needs. Superior Metal on Highway 76 south of Cassville. Got some information that we want to relay to you about the Cassville High School Boys Soccer Tournament tomorrow. It starts with Cassville against Fairgrove at 9 a.m. All games are during the day, and they conclude with the 3rd annual alumni game at 6 p.m. tomorrow evening. Players from all over the Midwest coming home to play and support the program and support the high school. The Cassville Soccer Shootout, again, Cassville plays Fairgrove at 9 a.m. tomorrow, and then games throughout the day and the alumni game tomorrow night at 6. Cassville, Aurora, Fairgrove, McDonald County, New Covenant, and Thomas Jefferson all in competition. That sounds like a lot of fun. The tournament got started earlier this week, and it all wraps up tomorrow down in Cassville.
Yeah, just sounds like a great day. If you're a soccer fan, a great day to be out there and support the Wildcat soccer team.
Supposed to be a little cooler tomorrow as well. At least the humidity's supposed to be down a little bit. If the weathermen know what they're talking about, then it's supposed to bounce right back up on us again on Sunday. So should be a great day to get out and enjoy some of those activities. 4th down and 11. The Irish again lining up to go for it coming out of the timeout. 3:53 left to go 3rd quarter. Cassville leading 42-14. Low snap. Squibb Drops back, looking down the middle of the field, underthrows, and it's intercepted back at the 24-yard line. Coming out of it is Jericho Ferris. He's across the 40, across the 50, picks up a block at the 45, inside the 40, slips another tackle inside the 35, and finally wrestled down at the Springfield Catholic 30-yard line. Second interception of the night for the Cassville defense, and Ferris races all the way back to the 30 of the Irish.
The Wildcat secondary not going to let those receivers get beyond them, and doing a great job of just getting their eyes in the backfield, seeing the ball in the air, making a break on it. Great job by Ferris right there. Big interception, a huge return down in deep inside the Irish territory.
So the Wildcats with a chance to add to their lead here before the third quarter comes to a close. Split backfield behind Bates, and we got whistles as Catholic. Got to think of Branson. We were about Coach Hancock and Branson earlier.
Yeah. You're going way back.
I'm going way back on that one, yeah. Farther back than the 2005, the last time you and I were here. And the Irish call for a timeout as they were having, again, some problems getting the right personnel in and out of the game. Had a guy scrambling to the sidelines, and they had to use another timeout. The timeout, again, brought to you by Superior Metal. If you're looking for a steel building or maybe a new roof, maybe you're wanting a storage shed, they can handle all of those needs. Stop by Superior Metal, Highway 76 south of Cassville. 42-14, Wildcats leading. Look at some of the other scores from around the Big Eight. Monette on top of Marshfield, 36-12. East Newton, 7-6 over Aurora. Mount Vernon has a 36-6 lead over Nevada. Lamar on top of Hollister, 24-3. Rogersville leading McDonald County, 27-13. And Reed Spring and Seneca now all tied up, 16 points apiece.
Yeah, Seneca down 16-0. Now ties it up in the fourth quarter, so they've got a good one going there, down there at Reed Spring.
So 1st and 10 Wildcats at the Irish 30. I formation. Bates gives to the tailback. And that is Bowen Preddy. Preddy moves down just shy of the 25-yard line. They're going to spot him down at the 26 for a gain of 4. Preddy now unofficially 111 yards on 16 carries on the night. It'll bring up second down and 6.
Wildcats going to try to eat some clock here, try to shorten this game as well as they can.
Receiver split wide to the right, and that is DJ White. Bates gives it back against the grain. And the Cassville ball carrier pushing along with some help from some offensive linemen inside the 20 as Zach Kanan takes it down to the 19-yard line and picks up a Wildcat first down. The Wildcat first down brought to you by Cassville Sears Hometown Store. You'll find everything you need for your home and outdoor space, and all at great prices with the support of the friendly and knowledgeable staff at Cassville Sears Hometown Store. And we have an injured Springfield Catholic player as the line of scrimmage now the 20-yard line after a gain of 6 for Kanan.
Well, in a 42-14 game, you sure hate to see players, at any game you sure hate to see players go down. But in a lopsided contest like this, you really hate to see an injury. Hopefully you're talking about a humid night and a cramping issue.
Another thing that the Irish will have to contend with if Cassville is able to score and add the extra point.
It's going
to kick the old 35-point rule into effect. But first things first, the Wildcats with the ball at the Irish 18. Injured Springfield Catholic player helped to the sidelines. He's being attended to, and it does look like a cramp. The medical staff helping him out over here. 1st and 10 Cassville as the Wildcats pick up another first down. They're 18th of the night. They go back to the I formation. Bates taking his time, now up under center. And he gives the ball to Preddy. Big hole over the right side. Preddy powers his way down to the 10, takes a lick and hangs on to the football. And it's dropped down around the 9. We'll see where they spot it. This one's going to be close to the first down marker, but not quite there. The ball just at the 10-yard line after a pickup of 8 for Preddy.
Really evident right there from our angle on the play. Really evident the job this offensive line's doing tonight. Is you could have drove a car through the hole Preddy ran through right there. Just an outstanding job on that right side there.
Yeah, he was 5 yards downfield before he even had to take on any contact.
Right.
2nd down and 2. Bates gives it to Preddy again. Around the right end he goes. Inside the 5, fighting for the end zone. Looks like he's going to come up just a little bit short.
Another nice job up front. Preddy made a nice cut just beyond the line of scrimmage. Gain a few more yards. The Wildcats taking their time, driving down inside the 5.
Yeah, they've got the ball between the 3 and the 4. We'll call it the 3, so a pickup of 7 for Preddy. And it's 1st and goal, Wildcats. Under 2 minutes left to go now in the 3rd quarter. Wildcats taking all the time they can off of that 40-second clock. We're under 10 seconds left to go on the play clock. Bates with a long snap count, gives the ball to Kanan, and Kanan is hit right as he gets the football. That time the Irish defense found a hole to get through, and they met Zach Kanan right as he got the handoff from Bates, and it's going to be a loss back to the 5.
Yeah, they were in the backfield pretty quick right there. Fortunately for the Wildcats, they maintained possession.
So it'll be 2nd and goal from the 5 here. Cassville with a 42-14 lead. And we're closing in on 60 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. Play clock under 10. Bates up under center. Full house backfield. The Rhino package in there now, and Bates is going to run in behind all 3 of those blockers. Around the end he goes. Touchdown, Cassville.
Wildcats bring the big set in. 3 running backs going around that right edge. Bates, the quarterback, takes a snap, just goes right behind them, untouched into the end zone.
Bates only his 3rd carry of the night, but that one's good for a score, and that extends the lead to 48-14. And now that all-important extra point, that will put the 35-point rule into effect. Wildcat touchdown brought to you by Willis Insurance, one of the area's oldest businesses, established in 1887, conveniently located on the square in Cassville, also with an office in the Bridgeway Plaza in Shell Knob. Willis Insurance, your trusted choice insurance agent. The extra point attempt from Reese is up and good, and the Wildcats lead it 49-14. The Wildcat extra point brought to you by Crowder College with a satellite campus in Cassville. Find out more by going online, crowder.edu. 6 plays, 30 yards after the interception. Big return from Jericho Ferris of nearly 35 yards. Set it up at the 30, and the Wildcats take it in from there as Devin Bates, the final 5 yards for the score. And we've got 51 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter.
Well, the Wildcats, another interception. Again, taking advantage of a turnover, finding a way to put points on the board, and you absolutely have to do that to win football games. The Wildcats, outside of a couple miscues offensively in the first half, have really played solid football, Sammy, both defensively and on the offensive side of the ball. And again, man, that offensive line, head coach Lance Parnell, got to be really excited about the way they've played tonight.
Most certainly has to be, and I'm sure he'll be glowing about them if this score continues here as we visit with him in the postgame. The Wildcat kickoff brought to you by Baywash Car Wash. Check them out in Cassville. A clean car is a happy car, and that's what you'll get at Baywash, and that makes you feel good. Reese boots this one deep, but returnable, back at the 2-yard line. Man brings it out across the 15, across the 20, and will be stopped short of the 25. Having a hard time distinguishing whether it's Gephardt or Schmittling now, and it looks like that was Gephardt. He's normally been their deep return man, and that was the case there as Zach Gephardt brings it out. Looks like they're going to spot him down at the 23.
Well, I tell you, these Irish numbers are hard to see on the sideline, and they're about 30 yards from us. Trying to look out in the middle of the football field, they're virtually invisible out there right now.
Yeah, the dark green against that charcoal gray. Once it got dark, when the sun was shining, they kind of glitter and sparkle every once in a while. But now that it's got dark, they are definitely difficult to see here at Swiss Helm Field. Little end-around action from the Irish. They bring it out across the 25. Good quick hitter there for a nice gain on 1st down. That may have been Crane, the ball carrier. He hasn't seen action too much tonight. Gets his first carry. He's been kicking the ball a little bit, but that is his first rush of the night. And Crane is able to pick up a few yards, and that will be the final play of quarter number 3. We head to the 4th. The Wildcats leading 49-14. We'll be back with the final 12 minutes right after this. You're listening to Wildcat Football here on the Talon Network.
into the pitchback, which allowed the rest of the defense to come and bring the ball carrier down. That's a great play.
3rd down and 5.5 yards now for the Irish. Cassville with a 4-man front. Squibb from the pistol, rolling to his right. Lets the ball fly, and a sliding reception made out at the 42-yard line. Really nice catch in traffic.
Yeah, nice throw by Squibb there. There's a receiver sliding as kind of a feet-first baseball slide, caught the ball. Gebhardt caught the pass, and it appeared that Cade Hayward, the safety, was right there. A good coverage, just a ball fit in a tight window right there.
A gain of 14 yards on the pass completion from Squibb to Gebhardt out to the 42-yard line. Got a running clock now here with a 35-point lead for the Wildcats. Still 10:30 left to go in the football game. Irish running the ball this time on 1st down, out across the 45, out to the 47, maybe the 48. Looks like they are going to put him down at the 47 after a pickup of 5. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 5 for the Irish.
Just straight ahead. Runner was tripped up through the line of scrimmage.
Irish moving back to the line of scrimmage now. Squibb brings Crane in motion. He's going to run the ball himself. He's across the 50 into Cassville territory. Breaks a tackle at the 45 and flies down to the 35. Will Squibb, with a burst of speed, picks up an Irish 1st down.
Yeah, Squibb, you can tell he's dangerous with the ball in his hands. The Wildcats have done an outstanding job tonight of keeping him bottled up for the most part, but you can just see flashes where you give him a step or two and nobody will catch him. And that was a play right there where he shot through the line of scrimmage. It was like a bolt of lightning, and he was in the secondary.
44 yards now for Squibb unofficially on 14 carries, and a 1st down for the Irish at the Cassville 36-yard line. Inside handoff, coming to the wide side of the field. Brett Cooper steps up and makes the stop at the 35, and Gebhardt, the ball carrier, is able to pick up only 1.
Gebhardt coming in motion from right to left, took the handoff at full speed, and a Wildcat deep defender stretching that run all the way near the Irish sideline. Cooper, the corner on this side, did a great job of stepping up, forcing and actually making the hit, keeping Gebhardt from getting all the way to the sideline and making that turn.
4th down brought to you by the Barbecue Station. They're family affordable and friendly. They have chicken, ribs, beef, pork, with sides and desserts. The Barbecue Station, serving the best Texas-style barbecue this side of Dallas, right here in the Ozarks. Bring your friends and family and enjoy great barbecue. 900 Main on the north side of the Cassville Square. Squibb trying to throw a pass out into the flat along the right side, and good job by the Cassville defense breaking it up as it falls incomplete.
Out in the flat, Jacob Olbert's doing a great job of reading that, seeing that come in front of him, breaking and diving over the top, avoiding contact with the receiver, knocking the ball away at the last second. That's a heck of a play out of a linebacker.
And it will bring up 3rd down and 9 now for the Irish. They are 0 for 3 so far here in the second half on 3rd down conversion tries. Man comes in motion. Squibb fakes the handoff up the middle, rolls around to his right, now steps up in the pocket, got one-on-one coverage, fires it down to the 10. It's caught at the 9 and into the end zone for a touchdown. Nice move after the catch, and the Irish are back on the board.
Long pass play and just a great adjustment by the receiver down there to stop on a comeback and go up and get the ball as the Wildcat defender kind of lost his footing there at the last second. Irish receiver makes the catch, turns and into the end zone to get them on the board.
2nd passing touchdown by Squibb tonight. First one to Liam O'Reilly, the other one to Zach Gebhardt. And that will put the clock back into normal operation as Sam Crane in to attempt the extra point. The kick is away, and the kick is good. So with 6:58 left to go, it's 49-21. And somebody's forgot that the 35-point rule is no longer in effect because the clock is still running. So maybe they're trying to give us back some of those seconds that they took away in the first half.
I guess so.
I don't know. 49-21, midway through the fourth quarter. It was a 35-yard pass completion from Will Squibb to Liam O'Reilly for the touchdown. Tonight's fourth quarter again brought to you by the Barbecue Station, where one bite will put them at the top of your list of favorite places to eat. The Barbecue Station, 900 Main on the north side of the Cassville Square. Call them for all your catering needs at 847-0470. They started that drive back at their own 23. Took them 8 plays to go the 77 yards. And a 35-yard pass completion for a touchdown from Squibb to O'Reilly. O'Reilly had a really nice night last week against Seneca. He had 104 yards receiving and a touchdown. That's his first catch tonight.
The secondary of the Wildcats done a great job tonight, really keeping these receivers covered up.
Well, the officials nor I should say, the scoreboard operator is caught that the clock's still running, so the game is going to be shortened maybe one way or the other. Short kick this time, pooched up into the air, and it's fielded back inside the 25 by DJ White. See where they spot the football. Looks like they're going to put it at the 25-yard line.
And I don't know, maybe there's a rule that if it's late in the game and the home team decides they just get it to 28, they want to keep the clock running, maybe they can do that. It's awful strange.
Yeah, this is something I haven't seen before, and it's maybe something we are unaware of. But we'll find out afterwards, see what's going on. First and 10 Cassville at their own 25-yard line. We got some new faces out there for the Wildcats, with Cassville leading 49-21. As Cutter Hicks, the quarterback. We got some new faces carrying the ball as well. It's a loss on first down back to the 22. As it's Fox and Okel back there running the ball again, and that time Ethan Fox carries for a loss of 3.
The second unit for the Wildcats came in, did a really nice job last week. They came in early in the third quarter.
So second down and long. Hicks this time hands the ball off. It comes loose. It's bobbled over there, I believe that was Jonathan Miller, and a flag thrown as well on top of the play. The Wildcats appear to have recovered the loose football back at the 20, but we'll see what the penalty flag is all about.
We'll see what the call is here.
It is a procedure penalty against Cassville. So they're going to back them up 5 yards.
Well, you just want to see this second unit come in and take care of the football, number one. Number two, run as much clock as they possibly can off the scoreboard.
And that's going to move the ball back to the 17 after the 5-yard penalty. We're down to 3 minutes left to play. Cassville leading 49-21. Split backfield behind Cutter Hicks. Pressure coming from the Irish. Ball carrier breaks the tackle and brings it out across the line of scrimmage. He's got the first down and more across the 30 out to the 40-yard line. A big gain on second down and long, as that time Carson Jacobson with a burst of speed takes it out to the 41.
Jacobson got a carrier or two last week, and really nice run there as he shot through the line of scrimmage, got into that secondary, showed some nice speed, and picking up that first down right there, Sammy, huge to continue this clock and keep the ball in the offense's hands.
24-yard pickup for Jacobson, out just shy of the 42-yard line. Wildcat first down, brought to you by Sears Hometown Store. 99 Highway 37 South in Cassville. Stop by for all your appliance and electronic needs. Jacobson again getting the call. And this time he fights his way out to the 45-yard line, falls across the 45 to the 46 for a gain of 5.
Clock now inside 2 minutes.
Tonight's fourth quarter brought to you by the Barbecue Station, 900 Main on the north side of the Cassville Square. If you're looking for someone to cater your next family event or get-together or organizational meal, check out the barbecue station, 847-0470, and they can take care of all of your needs. Second down and long for the Wildcats. We're down to 90 seconds left. 49-21, the Wildcats with the lead. Cutter Hicks, again the handoff up the middle, and the ball carrier runs into a host of Irish defenders as Jacobson's able to get to the 47 for a pickup of only 1. He's got 30 yards, though, on only 3 carries, and we're under a minute to go. So third down and 5 for the Cassville Wildcats. They'll have to snap the ball one more time with this clock moving. The Irish with timeouts, but they are not going to use them. So Cassville lets it tick inside 35 seconds. And they will not have to snap the ball again after this. Cutter Hicks takes a knee, and that's going to be the ball game. The Wildcats improved to 2-0, hand Springfield Catholic their first loss of the year. And it's 49-21 the final. The Wildcats on the road after having a shaky first half get things righted quickly and roll on to a 49-21 victory over the Irish.
Yeah, they really bounced back. Sammy did a great job finishing up the first half and then coming in and taking care of business in the second half. Defense, exceptional job. They were put into some tough situations in the first half, some short field. But overall, again, great pressure by the defensive front, allowing great coverage in the secondary. And then what can you say about the offense responding after the early turnovers, coming back, getting back to business, dominating the line of scrimmage, and putting a lot of points on the board.
Wildcats win it 49-21. We'll be back after this break with the post-game show. You're listening to Big 8 Conference Football here on the Talon Sports Network. Catholic Fighting Irish 49-21. Cassville had the early 7-0 lead before a couple of turnovers allowed the Irish to take a 14-7 advantage. But then the Wildcats rallied for three straight scores to lead 28 to 14 at the half. They would build on to that lead. 9:04 left to go in the third quarter. A 3-yard run by Bowen Preddy, his third rushing touchdown of the night, made it 35-14. 4:56 left to go in the third. A 2-yard run by Zach Kanan, and an extra point by Drake Reese made it 42-14. And then with 51 seconds left to go in the third quarter, a 5-yard run by Devin Bates. The extra point made it 49-14. The Irish get the final score of the night, coming with 7:15 left to go in the game. A 35-yard pass from Will Squibb to Liam O'Reilly, and the extra point made our final score 49-21. The Wildcats with the lead. Cassville improving to 2-0. Springfield Catholic falls to 1-1 on the season as the Wildcats overcome the early troubles and run away from the Irish 49-21 here tonight. We've got one other final so far in the Big Eight, and that is down at Reed Spring. Seneca rallies after getting down early to the Wolves, come from behind and win 28-16. So what happened to them last week by this Springfield Catholic team, they kind of do to Reed Spring tonight, get behind early and then come back and win the ball game. That's the only other final we have right now, and we'll see if we can get some more finals around the Big Eight as we go on with the postgame here this evening from Springfield Catholic. But a nice win for the Wildcats coming on the road and picking up the victory here tonight. Tonight's broadcast brought to you in part by Tomblin's Jewelry on the Square in Cassville. Tomblin's Jewelry. You can order your art-carved and gold lance class rings at affordable prices at Tomblin's Jewelry and Gifts on the northeast corner of the square in Cassville. They've been doing it right for over 55 years. Also, Sports World in Cassville. They are also located on the square, 709 Main Street. You can stop by Sports World for screen printing and embroidery needs. They also have in-stock area school logo athletic clothing. If you need trophies, they can handle those needs as well. Call 847-5366. That's 847-5366, Sports World in Cassville. Wildcats win at 49-21. We'll take another break. Be back with some of the total stats for tonight's ball game. Also hope to get a word with Coach Lance Parnell before we get out of here tonight as well. And we've got our post-game awards to hand out all before we clear out here tonight from Springfield. We'll be back after this break. You're listening to Wildcat Football here on the Talon Network. From tonight's ball game. First of all, for the Irish, they carried the ball 29 times for 114 yards. They completed 5 of 12 passes for 99 yards for a total of 213 yards of offense. The Irish picked up 7 first downs. They turned it over twice, both on interceptions. They were penalized 3 times for 20 yards and punted 3 times for a 28-yard average. Cassville, 39 carries for 275 yards. They were 5 of 9 through the air for 70 yards for a total of 345 yards of offense. 20 first downs picked up by the Wildcats. 2 turnovers, both coming on fumbles. They were penalized 4 times for 35 yards, and they did not have to punt the football this evening. For the Irish, they were led on the ground by their quarterback, Will Squibb, 44 yards on 14 carries. It was Matthew Schmitling with 37 yards on 8 carries, and Zach Gebhardt had 19 yards on 4 carries. Gebhardt also had 3 catches for 49 yards and a touchdown. Schmitling had a rushing touchdown tonight as well, and Liam O'Reilly had 1 catch for 35 yards, and that was good for a score here this evening. For Cassville, 2 backs over 100 yards rushing. Bowen Preddy leading the way with 126 yards unofficially on 18 carries and 3 touchdowns. Zach Kanan had 112 yards unofficially on 12 carries and a touchdown. And Devin Bates had 23 yards on 3 carries and a touchdown. Jericho Ferris, 19 yards on 2 carries. And Carson Jacobson had 3 carries for 30 yards. DJ White, 4 catches for 56 yards and 2 touchdowns. Bowen Preddy also had a reception for 14 yards on the night. Wildcats win it 49-21. And they will be back at home next Friday night, and it will be the first Big 8 West Conference game of the season, as both of these 2 games to start this season have been crossover games against Aurora and Springfield Catholic out of the Eastern Division of the Big 8. This will be the first Big 8 West game for the Wildcats, the defending Big 8 West champs, as they'll be at home for the Berry County Brawl taking on the Monett Cubs. We invite you for that one coming up next Friday night from Wildcat Stadium. Coach Parnell making his way up to the press box, so we'll take a break and be back to visit with him right after this. Back with you here at Swiss Elm Field in Springfield. The Cassville Wildcats come on the road and defeat the Irish 49-21. Joined now here on the postgame by the head coach of the Cassville Wildcats, Coach Lance Parnell, for the postgame show. And it's brought to you by the Law Office of John A. Leewright. They proudly support the Wildcats, and they want everyone to remember, if you don't talk, you may walk, and to call 417-847-2177. That's 847-2177. Well, Coach, the first road game of the year for the Wildcats. Had a few little bumps in the road early on, was able to regroup and overcome those, ran off a nice stretch to close out the first half, and then went on to a nice road win here tonight over Springfield Catholic.
Thank you, Sammy, very much. Yeah, you're right. We didn't come out and play real crisp and real clean in the first quarter, and shot ourselves in the foot a couple times. But I was really proud of the way my kids persevered, and I thought we showed a lot of mental toughness tonight to overcome those mistakes and come back second quarter on and play pretty good football.
Yeah, that first possession, boy, you just pound the ball right down the field into the end zone, touchdown. It looked easy, almost too easy. The next two possessions resulted in turnovers, and I know you and offensive coordinator Clay Weldy got the group together and kind of refocused everyone, and you could tell after those two turnovers, they came out as a solid one unit after that, because the next three drives, it was back to just like that first drive, just pounding the football, picking up huge chunks of yardage.
Yeah, and I don't know. I tell people I used to think a few years ago I was pretty good at reading kids before the game, and the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years I've not been able to get a good read. Are we ready? Are we flat? Or what? And I felt tonight pregame we were a little flat. You could just feel a long bus ride, hot. All those are all excuses, but I just going through. I'm like, our energy was real low. I could tell we were flat. And we come out, take the opening drive, and boom, stick it in. And I think our kids kind of thought, oh, okay, here we. And I think we relaxed a little bit. We get a stop defensively, then we turn the ball over and get them a short field, and then from there, I think we lost some focus. But like I said, I'm really proud of the way they bounced back.
And the guys that really seemed to get things refocused and set the tone was that offensive line. What a job those guys did on that third, fourth, and fifth possession of the first half.
I thought our offensive line played really, really well tonight, especially in our run blocking game. They were. I'm 44 and nowhere near as fast as I used to be. Of course, my dad says I never was very fast, but I think I could have got positive yards behind our offensive line tonight. They played so well.
Defense came up big in the second half when you got the lead. The Irish had to start putting the ball in the air a little bit, come up with a couple of picks.
Yeah, we did. We forced some turnovers. We didn't do a very good job early of containing their quarterback. He's an athletic kid that's a really nice player. And, we had to make a couple little adjustments there where we could, keep him hemmed in. And, then I thought our kids did a pretty good job in coverage of staying where they should and understanding their drops, and we're able to undercut a couple routes to get a couple big picks in the second half.
Yeah, he does a lot of the same things like the Hound Dog quarterback Jay Lee. He likes to roam around back there, start moving. He can throw on the run. He's got a good arm, and like you said, he's very athletic and very maneuverable back there. But again, the secondary was doing a good job covering guys up and making him have to tuck and run, because Liam O'Reilly, he had 104 yards receiving last week against Seneca. He had one catch tonight.
Yeah.
It did go for a touchdown, but it was late in the football game.
Yeah, I thought our secondary as a whole played well. We busted a coverage down here on their second touchdown. We just get caught with our eyes inside, and they get vertical on us. And that's a coaching point. We can fix that mistake. But other than that, I thought all in all our coverage was good. We had a big pass breakup by Brett Cooper over here late in the game. I thought our linebackers covered well. Our safeties played well. Jericho had a pick. DJ undercuts a route, gets a pick. So, I thought they played pretty well in the back end. We knew they were going to throw the ball coming in, and I thought our kids played well in the secondary.
Special teams got your spark last week to get things started with that turnover on the opening kickoff and the touchdown, but special teams tonight played a huge role with Drake Reese back there kicking the ball out of the end zone.
Oh, it did. Drake kicked very, very well tonight. He's got an explosive leg. The ball it flies off his foot. And, he kicked really, really well tonight. Perfect on extra point, 7 for 7. And that's a huge bonus. When we know we trot him out here, points are going to go on the board. That makes me have a few less gray hairs than I already have.
Over 270 yards on the ground, two backs over 100 yards on the night, Zach Kanan and Bowen Preddy, and those two guys not only both go over 100 yards, they account for 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, they ran hard tonight. They ran really, really hard, and I am super proud of Bowen. We're going through our walkthrough yesterday, and just going about half speed through stuff, 3/4 speed, and he gets kind of tangled up in a pile on defense and has a knot pop up on the inside of his shin the size of my fist.
Ooh.
And he texted me last night, Coach is big. I said, he comes in this morning. We worked on him all day. He's sore. His leg, but we got that knot down, and we patted him. Man, he fought through, some pain there and really showed some guts tonight, offensively and defense. I couldn't be more proud of that kid and the effort. Had a great ball game tonight, but then, he fought through some little pain there. It's just a bruise, and he's going to be fine. But man, he toughed it out tonight.
The passing game didn't have to throw the ball a lot again this week, but boy, when you do, you put points on the board, and that is so crucial because that keeps that defense from sticking 8, 9, 10 guys in the box. They have to respect DJ White and the other receivers and what your quarterback does getting him the football.
Absolutely. I thought DJ had a great game tonight. You know, he ran some really good routes, made some good catches. I thought Devin did a good job getting him the ball. Thought Devin was smart with the ball under some pressure situations and got rid of it safely and didn't take big sacks and put us behind the chains. You know, that is a nice luxury to have. Devin, I thought he had a huge ball game tonight in his maturation process as a quarterback. You know, things weren't easy for him tonight. He had to step in and compete and make good reads and deliver the ball under duress at times. And I thought he did a really, really good job of that. And I thought he played really well, really all night, especially from the second quarter on.
Yeah, because I only had him for 4 incompletions, and a couple of those was because they made him throw off his back foot. Otherwise, if he's able to step into it and deliver the football, he had receivers there. It's just the ball didn't quite get there because he was throwing off balance because they got a little pressure on him. But you tip your cap to the defense on those and go on to the next play.
Absolutely. That's why I say those are smart, safe incompletions that didn't put us behind the chains. He was headsy enough to understand I can get rid of it here safely. It's an incomplete pass. Now we're second and whatever, you know. But he did a really good job tonight.
I was still really impressed, and we'll go back to what happened there in the first half of the way. When things went sideways on them, they didn't get rattled. They kind of refocused, like you said, and got things rolling again. They said, hey, we know what we can do, and you were able to regain the game with getting it tied up. And then the next thing you know, 2 more unanswered touchdowns, and you got the lead at the half.
No, it did. We were challenged, you know, tonight with some adversity, and you need to see that. That's what I told our kids, you know, in the first half and then again at the locker room. Things aren't always going to be easy in football or life or anything else. They're not going to be. You're going to have to face adversity. How are you going to handle it? And that's something that, you know, we preach in the summer. We preach in our weight program. We preach through practice. You know, that to put them in tough situations, to work them hard, to push them maybe a little harder than they think they can be pushed, because that's what it takes to be successful out here. You know, you're going to be in situations that your back's to the wall. We got to step up and make plays and pick ourselves back up. And I was really proud of our kids tonight. They did a really good job of that.
Well, you get to go back home for week 3, the Berry County Brawl with the Monette Cubs coming to town. Monette lost that heartbreaker in the last second to Mount Vernon. In the first week, they're winning big tonight on the road at Marshfield over the Blue Jays. So the Cubs look to be coming in 1-1 next Friday.
They're a very good football team, and we knew coming in they returned a ton of kids from last year, and they did nothing but get better and better as the year went on last year. I think they won 4 out of their last 5 or 5 out of their last 6, something like that. So they came into the season, you know, on a bit of an uptick and a roll. And, you know, all those kids return. Coach Ewell does a great job in Monette. They're a very talented football team. It's going to be a battle next Friday night.
Yeah, and we always talk about when you get those neighborhood rivalry things going, just like the Berry County Brawl with Monette and Cassville, you can throw everything out the window because they're usually the old, as one coach in the Big 8 said many years ago, the slobber knockers. Boy, they're the hard-hitting, fun type of football games.
It will be a slobber knock. It will be a physical contest next Friday night in Cassville, and I expect there to be a big crowd. You know, that's one thing I want to say. You know, hour and a half up here to Springfield and had to deal with some road construction. Our fans did coming up.
On not the most comfortable of nights.
It was a little warm. It was a little warm, but I can't say thank you enough to our Cassville community and our fan base, Wildcat Nation. I mean, that visitor stand was packed. I see, you know, students and people lined up on that visitor side. We had a great following up here tonight, and you don't understand how much that means to our kids to see the stands packed and know that that support's there, which it's always there. It's always there, but that means the world to our kids. And, you know, I just want to say thank you to our fans and our fan base for making the long trip up here. Hope you all have a safe trip home.
Well, you've got a long trip back home as well, so we'll let you get out of here, but we appreciate you coming and visiting with us here in the postgame. Congratulations on the win, and we'll catch up with you next week.
Hey, thanks a lot, Sammy. I sure appreciate it. Susie and the girls, be careful going home. I love you very much.
Head coach Lance Parnell joining us here in the postgame show, brought to you by the law office of John A. Leewright. They proudly support the Wildcats. Their professional personnel believe in your rights to a fair hearing and representing you with the utmost expertise, integrity, and excellence. Give them a call at 847-2177. We'll take one more break, be back with our postgame awards, and to wrap things up right after this. For our post-game awards, and we'll start off with our Wildcat Player of the Game. It's brought to you by Fast Trip in Cassville, 104 South Main. Great prices and friendly service is what you'll find at Fast Trip. Stop by today, locally owned by Mike and Anita Carr. Our Wildcat Player of the Game tonight, Bowen Preddy. He had 1 catch for 14 yards. He had 18 carries for 126 yards and 3 touchdowns tonight. And for the second consecutive week, he goes over 100 yards rushing. 2 touchdowns in week 1, 3 more touchdowns tonight. Bowen Preddy, our Wildcat Player of the Game.
Yeah, great job. As Coach Parnell said, he was playing through some pain, and sometimes that's tough to do. But he manned up tonight, played through the little leg injury, and played hard, ran the football real hard. All the running backs did. Bowen found his way in the end zone a few times, and just a good job overall, and played well defensively too.
The Wildcat Hard Hit of the Game is brought to you by B&K Auto Body, with nearly 20 years of experience in fixing hard-hit vehicles like new again using digital imaging, a downdraft paint booth, and free computerized estimates. B&K Auto Body, phone 847-3990, and our hard hit of the night goes to Zach Kanan, as that big hit he had in the first half ended up standing up and being the one of the night.
Yeah, early in the game, but I tell you, he probably could have had a couple nominations when he was running the football.
Yeah, that's
he was
true.
delivering punishment as he was carrying the ball down the field, and just played a very physical game tonight and did a really nice job.
So again, Zach Kanan, our hard hit of the night, brought to you by B&K Auto Body. They offer you car rental, 24-hour towing, and certified technicians when your vehicle has been smashed by a hard hit. They also have free computerized estimates. Call B&K Auto Body at 847-3990. Just about got all the Big 8 finals wrapped up. We'll take one quick break and see if we can finish them out and then be back to close things out here at Springfield Catholic. 49-20. The Aurora East Newton now has gone final. The Hound Dogs come back and beat the Patriots 18-13. Mount Vernon was a 43-22 winner over Nevada. Lamar defeats Hollister 34-3. It's Rogersville over McDonald County 53-20, and Seneca, coming from behind, beats Reed Spring 28-16. Those were the other scores around the Big Eight. Cassville winning tonight here against Springfield Catholic. So the Wildcats 2-0. They have a home win, a road win, and now it's back home for week number 3. The Berry County Brawl. The Monette Cubs winning tonight, improved to 1-1, and that'll be the next opponent and the first Big 8 West opponent of the 2019 season. And as I mentioned earlier, the Wildcats are the Big 8 West defending champs, so they'll get their first in-division opponent coming up next week at their place down at Wildcat Stadium.
Yeah, ought to be a good one. The Cubs bounced back after a tough one last week, put up a lot of points on the road tonight, just like the Wildcats did, nearly identical scores. And I look for a very competitive football game next week, and it ought to be exciting. If the weather's great, I imagine there'll be a monster crowd there, and it ought to be a lot of fun.
Well, like tonight, and you hate to have to see a team have to go through it, but Coach Parnell talked about it after what happened there in the first half, facing a little adversity, a little stuff not going the right way, and that's where you see how your kids are going to respond. And the Wildcats, it happened to them on back-to-back possessions, but they responded in a positive fashion as they got things turned around quickly, regained the lead before halftime, and then rolled in through the second half.
You know, that's something that Coach Parnell talked about and something that he's excited about. And I tell you, a lot of that, where that comes from, is having seniors on that offensive side in the right positions. When you've got a senior quarterback, you got a couple senior running backs, and you've got seniors sprinkled in there, they can be that calming factor to kind of get those guys reeled back in and focused at the task at hand. And they did a great job of that tonight in the huddle, getting things ready to go and moving the ball down the field.
Well, the Wildcats with a nice win on the road. It's time to hand out our thank yous for the evening and then get on out of here. We'd like to thank Athletic Director Sam Wudke and all the kind folks here at Springfield Catholic High School for all the hospitality this evening. We appreciate all their courtesies here tonight. Beautiful facility. It's been nearly 15 years since you and I have been here. A lot of changes done to this football stadium. It's still in the same spot, but a new press box, some addition to the bleachers, a new turf field. Beautiful place here to come see and enjoy a football game.
Yeah, they've done a really nice job up here, and also some of the facilities as driving in that we came in by. So they've got a nice spread up here.
Appreciate all the folks here at Springfield Catholic for the hospitality tonight. Also like to thank Coach Parnell for coming and visiting with us here in the postgame. Thanks goes out to all of our sponsors as well, as without their help we could not do this and bring the games to you on the Talon Network, and we appreciate all of our sponsors. You'll hear them mentioned again here in the postgame wrap-up. And we thank them so very much for supporting our coverage of Wildcats athletics and our Cassville High School football here on the Talon Network. Thanks to Dwayne and Janet back at the studios, keeping track of everything back there for us. Appreciate Todd running the camera for us again this week. And we'll look forward to week number 3 as the Monette Cubs come to Cassville for the annual Berry County Brawl next Friday night down at Wildcat Stadium. We invite you to join us for that one. We'll be on the air about 6:30 next Friday from Cassville. Once again, our final score here tonight, the Wildcats win over the Springfield Catholic Fighting Irish 49-21. Speaking for Jeremy and Todd, this is Sammy Clapper saying thanks for joining us and good night from Swiss Helm Field.